Hello and welcome to our video. Today we're going to be showing you how to replace your existing firing pin spring with one of our brand new Mosin Nagant firing pin springs. One of the reasons that you want to do this is because the spring you're currently using is likely 60 to 80 years old and is the number one cause of the so-called sticky bolt syndrome. So if you're having trouble cycling rounds in your rifle, it's not smooth, the action's really tough, changing the firing pin spring is one of the easiest ways to solve this problem. So let's get started. The first thing that you need to do is take the bolt and turn it 1/4 turn clockwise, just as if you were normally cycling in your rifle. To do this when it's out of the rifle, simply grab a hold of the charging knob and the bolt, pull, and rotate 1/4 turn. Now that you've released the tension on your bolt, you need to remove the firing pin and spring. This is most easily done by grabbing a hold of your guide bar. You will notice that there are grooves down the end of it. These will perfectly fit around the also squared part of the end of your firing pin, and you can actually use it to take the firing pin out as shown. At this point, removing the firing pin is rather easy. Just continue to rotate it right ways until it finally releases. But as you can see in the video, we have chosen to point the firing pin downward because once it finally releases, if pointed in any other direction, there's a much greater likelihood of it flying out, and you don't want that to happen. Now that the firing pin is released, you can pull the firing pin out and remove the current spring from its location. Here we're comparing both the original and the current spring. You will see slight differences because our spring has been modernized for strength and stability. Now that you've replaced the old spring with the new one on the firing pin, you will need to reassemble the bolt. This is done by first lining up the charging knob and the bolt body as seen in the video. Now you will take the firing pin threaded in first and begin to push it into place. This is most easily done by pushing downward on the charging knob as shown in the video. Use the guide bar to steady the grooves as you rotate from the top a few turns. After you've done this and the threads have begun to catch, you can now continue to use the guide bar to rotate the firing pin completely in, just as seen in the video. Now that the firing pin is completely in, you will need to start reassembling the guide bar and bolt head. First, you have to make sure that the grooves on the guide bar line up over the knob just as seen in the video. You may have to rotate the end of the firing pin spring slightly in order to get it to completely line up correctly as seen in the video. Now that you have the guide bar slid into place, you will now need to slide on the bolt head. It can only slide on in one direction, so you don't have to worry too much about how to install it. Now that the bolt head is on, make sure that the knob on the guide bar is lined up with the groove on the bolt body as seen in the video. Next, you will need to go ahead and re-engage the tension, which will be the opposite of what you did in the beginning of the video. Use one hand to grab hold of the bolt on the bolt body, as well as steadying the bolt hand with your palm. Use your other hand to grab a hold of the charging knob, and just as in the beginning, pull apart and re-engage the tension, as seen in the video. You're now finished reinstalling the new firing pin spring and reassembling your bolt. It's now ready to be put back in your rifle and used. Thank you for watching the video, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to contact us at any time by going to our website or emailing us at contact@howlingraven.com.